Let's go. You have no idea how bad I wanted to come on as soon as the game was over, not having rewatched it, and just scream yes into the microphone for a couple minutes. What is up? What is going on, everybody? Welcome back and welcome into the Seattle Mariners post-game recap. The Mariners defeat the Athletics 6-5 this afternoon. They take 2 out of 3 from the A's. They win their 9th straight series. They improved to 22-14 on the season, and they will remain in first place in the American League West. Before I go any further, as always, do me a favor, hit that like button. Thank you to everybody again for all the likes on these videos. Cannot thank you all enough. Hit subscribe if you're new or lurking. Adding about, seems like 10, 15 subs minimum every day. So thank you to everybody that's joined. Thank you to everybody that's been subscribed. Truly appreciate it. Let's be on this journey together, because might be a fun one. You never know. Although we thought that last year too. So we'll see. And then comment your thoughts on the team and the game down below. Man, I love the fight this team has. And I think everybody says this about their team when they are winning, that, hey, these are not games we would have won in previous years, but it really does feel that way. And, you know, this was another one. I was following it at work, listening a little bit when I could. And, you know, when they got down 3-0, I was like, okay, like bloop and a blast, you're right back in this. 5-0, I was kind of just like, you know what? 3-3 road trip. They were going to lose a series again eventually. You're going to come home in first place, and everything's still good. It happens. And then they just, no quit in this team. I'm quitting before they're quitting. I'm, as a fan, just going, that's okay. You know, I can live with this. But no, not this team. They just keep fighting back, clawing away. Bullpen does its job. You know, Wu settles in a little bit. I really am I'm kind of running out of things to say at times. You know, it's almost just like I want to end the video here and go, ladies and gentlemen, just enjoy it. Just enjoy the win, because it's fun. It's fun when the team is playing well. And don't let anybody make you feel bad for enjoying it with, well, remember what happened last year? Of course, yes, we all do. We all watched it. I'm not saying that this team is now a lock for the postseason, but they're playing good baseball. We don't know what's going to happen in the future. They might lose their next 20 games. Maybe they win their next 20 games. Who knows? Probably somewhere in the middle there is most likely. But this is all we have to go on. And right now, this has been a very good baseball team, and a very good baseball team that doesn't even have arguably 2 of their top 5 best players in Logan Gilbert and George Kirby. They're without their right field platoon and Luke Raley and Victor Robles. I mean, and I know I'm talking about that every night, but it needs to be mentioned that they're going to get some people back that are really going to help. The rotation has, you know, been a little shaky at times, hit or miss. It hasn't been bad, but I wouldn't say it's been great. But you're probably getting the 2 best starters back here in the next week and a half. Or maybe that's next month, I should say, within the next month. I don't know why I said week and a half there. That was jumping the gun. But yeah, just like it's okay to enjoy this. You know, I remember the day after Christmas, the Seahawks beat the Bears 6-3. And a buddy of mine texted me, goes, did you even like that win? I was like, yeah, my team won. Like, and again, we can be critical and say, hey, there's some things we don't like, but a win is a win. You know, I enjoy every time my team wins, because you never know when, you know, your time is going to be up and stuff. So enjoy it. Just enjoy what we have. Now, I am not saying that we can't question what's going to come. Is the offense sustainable? How much better will the pitching get? There are fair debates to be had. I'm not trying to come on here and say, stop asking questions. This team is a lock. Like I said, it's just that it's fun to enjoy this right now. And this team is playing good baseball. And I don't know. I'm having a good time with it. And let's let the good times roll here. What a series this was against the A's. I got to tell you, really came away from this series impressed with what the Athletics are doing. Gunnar Hoagland looked really good today, I thought. You know, I don't think they really have a frontline starter, but I think Severino, Springs, Sears, Hoagland. I'm not sure who else is in this rotation right now for the A's. Beto, I think it's good enough. This offense is just relentless. Jacob Wilson is incredible. I'm really glad the Mariners took 2 out of 3, because all three games could have gone either way, right? This series easily could have been Mariners winning game 2, A's winning game 2 or 3. The A's could have easily swept this series. I think the Mariners could have easily swept the series. And when I say easily, I mean just a couple things in each game go a different way. And, who knows how this series would have looked. The A's could have won 2 out of 3 as well. So that's a team that's playing really good ball. And I'm hoping that the Mariners sort of, put a dent into their spirits a little bit with that series. I mean, to be up, yesterday going into the 9th inning with a lead, they blow it. Today, 5-0 and 12 outs away from a win, and they blow it. So that's got to be a little bit of a gut punch for that A's team. And their schedule is going to get tougher here too. I think they've got the Yankees, the Dodgers coming up. Because I'll be honest, right now, and again, this is right now based on the 36 to 40 games that every team in the division has played. The Angels look like the worst team. Then it's Texas. Then I think it's Houston. Then I think the A's look like the second best. I think the Mariners have looked like the best team. It's not my prediction for the future standings, although I am starting to believe this Mariners team can win this AL West. But this looks like a good A's team. Like, you can just tell sometimes when you play a team, like Mariners have played Texas 6 times. I'm not saying Texas can't turn it around, but I have not been impressed with Texas when I've watched them play. They don't look very good. The A's do. The A's have impressed me. So if you're an A's fan watching this, that is a good team. And if they're going to start spending a little bit more money now that they're, out of Oakland and getting ready to go to Vegas in a few years, that is going to be a very, very dangerous ball club out there. So that's why it felt so good to win this. And, we don't want to jump too far ahead, right? But talk about tiebreakers. You look at a potential wild card, Boston, Toronto, maybe. Mariners have taken 2 out of 3 from both. The AL West, they've taken 2 out of 3 from Houston. They've taken 5 out of 6 from Texas. They've taken 2 from the Angels. They've taken 4 out of 7 from the A's. So they have that. I don't think the Angels are going to be in it necessarily. Not now, they are after I said that. But you have a leg up on every team right now in this division. Now that can change, right? You have a lot of series left still, but not as much as you used to. You don't play these teams 19 times anymore, where it used to be 3 series home and away. Now it's 2. So if you only play the A's 6 more times, maybe 7, probably 6 more times this year, Mariners go 3-3 there. They have that tiebreaker against them. So not only is this team playing good ball and winning, they've got some of these little check marks starting to check the boxes on for those things. Now, again, we're 36 games in. Jay, talking to myself here, breathe, right? Like, I'm probably getting way out in front here. There's 100 and don't put my math to the test here, 26 games left on the season. So long way to go. Not the time to really be talking tiebreakers, but they do matter. There's no game 163 anymore. So if it does come down to something like that, the Mariners have a leg up right now on every single team, pretty much, that they've played that would be in competition with them. Because truthfully, who's beating the Mariners? The Giants swept them. That's not going to matter because they're an NL team. The A's split with them. Detroit, maybe, but I think Detroit looks pretty good to win the Central. Again, a lot of time left. I'm getting way out in front. I'm excited. I'm excited about what the team has done so far. So I guess let's dive into the box score a little bit here. Man, like I said, I almost just want to go have a good one and enjoy it, but let's dive into it. Bryan Woo, 6 innings, 8 hits, 5 runs, all earned, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, does give up the home run to Lawrence Butler. I did go back and watch the game. Sometimes these the afternoon games, I'm working the afternoon. I can't. I sometimes will try to listen, have the headphones in on the radio, but I do try and go back and watch unless it's something where the Mariners get crushed 14-0 or something like that. So I did go back and watch this one before I made the video. I thought Woo was all right. Racks up 6 strikeouts against a team that doesn't strike out a lot, only the 1 walk. In that first inning, Wilson gets one that just gets up the middle for a base hit, kind of a seeing eye single. Soderstrom pokes one into right, and Duhar gets a ground ball through the hole. Blade does put a solid one in the gap. Butler does hit the home run. This was not Bryan Woo at his best, but I thought he would pitch fine. I didn't see anything today where I went, oh man, what happened with Bryan Woo? Just got hit a little bit, and some grounders found some holes on him. But one thing Woo did do a great job of today was getting those 6 innings. The bullpen's been taxed all series, just the way it's gone, and then not having a day off after the Texas series. So a good job by Brian Wu to get through 6 innings. How many pitches did he throw? He threw 100 right on the button. Man, it has been so good. I know I say this every Brian Wu start, but it is so good to see him being able to throw 100 pitches going 7 innings, because he was so good when he first came up and even to start last season after he was activated from the IL, but he just couldn't go deep into games. It was 4 or 5 innings every start. It was a great 4 or 5 innings, but you just weren't getting a ton out of him. You do need some length. We've talked about it. One thing that I think has hurt the Mariners this year and put, some pressure on Dan Wilson for bullpen decisions and just pressure on the bullpen in general is the Mariners have not gotten the length out of their starters. So even on a day where he wasn't at his best, Brian Wu does still find a way to go 6. And I thought he pitched fine. I really did. I didn't see anything, again, wasn't at his best, but wasn't a bad performance as well. Unsung hero from today's game is going to be the pitcher that actually gets the win. Edward Bizardo, inning and a third, gives up a hit and gets the strikeout of, was it Rooker to start the 8th? Great job by Bizardo. Gets that shutout inning in the 7th, gets the bats back in there for that 8th inning, and then gets the out of Rooker to start the 8th inning. It's going to go unnoticed because we'll talk about Leody Taveras, Rowdy with the 3-run home run, Dylan Moore with another great game, Munoz. We don't need, you can just say Munoz and you guys, that's all that needs to be said there. But Bizardo, low key, an unsung hero this game. Gabe Spire with a fantastic 8th inning, or 2 outs. He gets, who did he get? He got Butler, or no, he got, hold on. Let me pull this up. I think I said Rooker. I don't think it was Rooker. Here, hold on. Hold the phone. Let me pull up the box score here, bottom of the 8th. It was Andujar that Bizardo got out. He did hit a line drive on that one, but got him out. And then Blade and Butler is who Spire got out there. So sorry, looked at the box score incorrectly. I apologize. But either way, point still stands. Nice job by Bizardo. Great job by Gabe Spire. Made that 8th inning easy. When you take a lead like that late, you crush a team spirit, you have to have that shutdown inning. You have to. How many times we see it? You get 5-6 runs, pitcher goes out there, gives a few runs back. You just let the other team right back in it. Great job by Bizardo and Spire there. And then Andres Munoz. Yep, just Andres Munoz. What else do I need to say? Best reliever in baseball. Just strikes out Jacob Wilson, which is incredible because how many times has he struck out this year? 6. Freezes him on, I think it was a fastball, upper part of the zone. Gives off that leadoff hit to Urias. I was like, oh no, don't do this. Don't do this. It's funny because when they're down 5-0, you kind of resign yourself and go, okay, they lost. And then they take the lead, and then you're like, oh God, don't blow this. Don't make me I was okay with losing at 5-0. Don't make this some brutal walk-off loss. But then he strikes out Seth Brown on just a nasty 3-2 slider, which Brown swings over the top of, gets Langoliers to fly out after I think there was like a missed call there. I think it was a strike lower half of the zone that he should have gotten. And then to get Jacob Wilson, who had 4 hits today, was just a pest all series. Really, and really impressed with Jacob Wilson, man. He's a fun ball player. That's just a player that's going to help you win games. I like Jacob Wilson a lot. Annoying as an opponent facing him. I said it last. I like this A's team. I really wish they weren't in the AL or the AL West, to be honest, because I really do. They're actually a fun team to root for. I like their lineup a lot. I wish they were in the NL. Can we sub? Can the A's go to the NL West and can we take like the Rockies into the AL West? That would be great. But I really do. I really do like this team and the A's team. So I do hope they make the playoffs. I actually do. Just hope it's underneath the Mariners potentially. So where was I going with that? Yeah, Munoz in the 9th inning, just incredible. Another save for him. Still hasn't given up a run this season. I know he technically blew the save on Monday. I mean, it was in extra innings with a 1-run lead, and it was Jacob Wilson who just happened to find, a hole there on the right side and got it through. So, I mean, Munoz just continues to be dominant. And I'm going to say, I don't know where all the pitchers rank, but Munoz has got to be in the Cy Young conversation. Not saying he should be the Cy Young, but he's got to be in the conversation. Let's move on to the offense. Mariners collected 11 hits today, 3 walks, 6 runs again. I mean, even on this road trip that felt like the offense wasn't their best, right? I think it's fair to say it just kind of had that vibe. They still scored, 16 runs in the Texas series. They scored 17 in this series. They just scored 33 runs in 6 games. That averages out to almost 6 runs a game. So even at the series where they didn't look their best, they still put up a lot of runs in these games. So the offense continues to roll. JP 1 for 5. JP not quietly on 2 times today, just once for JP Crawford, but he extends his hitting streak to, I believe, 15 games now. So good to see from JP. Jorge Polanco 1 for 5. I guess a little bit of a cold series for him. He still felt like he was on base a ton. Julio 2 for 5. Julio's strikeouts have been way down. He had a nice game yesterday with 3 hits, 2 more today. Julio's starting to heat up a little bit and maybe a little bit earlier than normal. And what's great is you're getting a ton of production from Polanco. You're getting MVP Cal Raleigh. You're getting JP Crawford looking like 2023 JP Crawford. You're getting Dylan Moore looking like that 2020 shortened season Dylan Moore. So when you have all that clicking, Julio doesn't have to be, it's not all on Julio. Right now, it's not, as Julio goes, the Mariners go. It doesn't feel that way. Again, I want Julio to be better, and I think he's capable of being better than he's been so far. But starting to heat up a little bit. Man, if you got a Julio, one of those classic Julio hot streaks here in the next few days or few weeks, I keep saying days. What? I'm just so pumped about this win. I you know what? I'm not going to apologize for misspeaking and saying things. I'm just so fired up about this team right now. But man, if over the next month you got one of those classic Julio hot streaks, man, would that feel good? And maybe you're getting it. Maybe it's already started a little bit. Cal was 1 for 4 with a walk. Had that base hit in the 9th inning. The walk before the Rowdy home run. Another quietly good game for Randy Arozarena. Reaches base 3 times, 2 walks and a base hit. Extends his on-base streak. Mastroboni pinch ran for him, was 0 for 1. Rowdy doing what Rowdy does. 1 for 4 with a 3-run home run. That's why he's in the lineup, right? That's why a guy like Rowdy Tellez has some value. Is he a great baseball player? No. Like, you can go look at his career WAR. It's not fantastic, but he's not someone that has to give you day in, day out value. The point with Rowdy is every time that dude steps up to the plate, there is a chance. There is a chance he's going deep. You could technically say that about every player to an extent, but like Rowdy legitimately can. So he steps up, boom, 3-run home run. All of a sudden, it's 5-4 Mariners right back in this thing. Right back in it with 1 swing of the bat. That's the kind of value that Rowdy has. And quietly, I think he's had a decent season swinging the bat. So had a nice game on Monday with a couple singles and the big home run today. Leody Taveras, welcome to Seattle, Leody Taveras. 1 for 4 with the game-tying hit in the 8th inning. Yeah, it was a little seeing eye single. And then he steals second base and scores the game-winning run. There's a couple things I love in baseball. I love when players from other teams come over. I cannot wait for Cooper Kupp to be a Seattle Seahawk and go up against the Rams. Not comparing Leody Taveras to Cooper Kupp, but there's got to be a little bit of that in him, right? Like, I'm going to show the Rangers that they made a mistake in putting me on waivers. I really do think Leody Taveras is going to help this team. How much better did that lineup look? When the lineup was posted and you saw, I don't need to go through the names, seeing Leody Taveras in there, Dylan Moore back, it makes a difference. I mean, some of those games in Texas, which they won and got it done, but it's 6 through 9 is Rivas, Mastroboni, Williamson, Solano, whatever it may be, Rylan Thomas, Samad Taylor, and not taking away from those guys. I think Mastroboni's done a nice job. Leo Rivas has done a real nice job. I'm not trying to diminish what they've done, but the lineup just looked a lot better today, a little bit more confidence in it. Taveras is a good defensive player. He's a good base runner. He's got a good arm. If he can just do what he did in 2023, that 100 WRC plus player, there's a little bit of pop in that bat. If he can do that, that is a nice upgrade for this team in the outfield, and he is going to help them win some games. And then hopefully when you get Rayleigh and Robles back, an unbelievably perfect 4th outfielder. I'm getting way too excited about Leody Taveras. He's going to help. I really do believe that was a nice pickup for the Mariners, and I want to give them a lot of credit for doing that, because it would have been easy to just say, we're not taking that money, not worth it. We'll just go with Taylor and Thomas out there. But they went and tried to get an upgrade. And remember, too, Taveras, former top prospect, very Victor Robles-esque. I think Robles has had some better success as a hitter before on that, but it's not crazy that 26, 27-year-old former top prospect finds something. Need to take a deep breath again. He had one little seeing eye single, but it was a big one. So good to see from Leody Taveras. Welcome to Seattle or Sacramento today. Dylan Moore, 2 for 4 with an RBI single. How about that stolen base of Dylan Moore when Hoagland was tying his shoes? Heads up baseball by Dylan Moore, and it pays off because Williamson puts one in the gap and scores them. I guess technically probably would have scored from first, but still cool to say it paid off. And then the game-winning hit for Dylan Moore, doing it off right-handed pitchers as well. What a season Dylan Moore's had. He was missed when he was on the IL for that week. They definitely missed him. So it's really nice to have Dylan Moore back in this lineup. And then Ben Williamson, perfect to have Williamson in that 9-hole. It's a great spot for him. He gets the RBI double, gets the ball rolling. So continue to be impressed with what Ben Williamson has done. And I will continue to say he's helped stabilize this lineup tremendously. Feel like I was a little all over the place with this recap, but I'm just excited. I'm really excited what this team is doing right now. I wish they didn't have a day off tomorrow because I want to watch more Mariners baseball. With that said, probably a very much needed day off. Now you can reset the bullpen. Everybody's good to go. Toronto comes into town. I don't live in Seattle, so I will never try to tell anybody what to do. But if you are there, get out to the ballpark, drown out those Blue Jay fans. I don't want to hear all the cheering when they get a hit or anything like that. I want it to be a Mariners home game. I want it to be a big weekend crowd. I want the Mariners to, put a little dagger into the Blue Jays here that are scuffling a bit and get another big series win. Let's go for 10 in a row. Let's do it. I can't wait to watch the next game. Enjoy it. Enjoy it, everybody. I think my computer just froze here, so I'm going to get out of here. As always, like, comment, subscribe, and go Mariners. Peace.